I am so sick of scrolling online and watching black Americans sit there and advise their people not to support the immigration movement that's going on across the entire United States. What have they done for us? They never supported our protests. Yes, they have. Go watch some old footage. You're going to see people in different shades, different colors, even sizes. It's a beautiful thing. And now I'm not simply going after black Americans because I'm watching Hispanics, Latinos with legal status that simply just betrayed their people, saying, we don't support this. You know what's crazy? Back in those days, black Americans weren't the only ones that were fighting for civil rights, for equality. You had the Puerto Ricans, you had the Chicanos, you had black Americans. And the beautiful thing is that even back in those days, there was unity going on behind closed doors. You had the Chicano movement, the Brown Berets, you had the Puerto Ricans, the Young Lords, you had the Black Panthers, all united. And guess what? Back in those days, you had people like this spreading that same harmful rhetoric. Oh, we shouldn't unite with the Puerto Ricans. Oh, we shouldn't unite with the Chicanos. Yeah, even back in those days, it was happening. If that wasn't the case, those movements would have been a lot larger. But guess what? There was a small group of people that saw the vision, and every time they united, they were successful. And unfortunately, back in those days, it was eventually broken apart when one of the leaders ended up passing away, or they were hit with RICO charges, and eventually they just dispersed. A lot of people don't know this, but back in the day, during Martin Luther King, he understood the vision. He understood and he motivated the Puerto Ricans to form and fight for their civil rights and equality, and the Chicanos. And they did. They formed their stuff. And guess what? I love this quote, and it says a whole lot. It says, we cannot walk alone. We will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Martin Luther King. Guess what? These are your neighbors, your friends, and even family. And that type of abandonment is loud. I think all of us felt that type of abandonment throughout our lives at a smaller scale, from friends, betrayal, and so on. You wanted someone to speak up for you, and they didn't. Why would you expect civil rights, equality for your people, but not for everyone else? Doesn't make much sense, does it? See, now we're going backwards. But what they don't want us to do is unite. Because all them streets that you see right now in Los Angeles, New York, and so on, guess what? If we come together, they will be even more full. Every square footage of them streets will be completely covered. And they don't want that. I hate that Hispanic Latinos go against their interests. I call them out all the time, especially with what Donald Trump is doing. And even black Americans. You know that Donald Trump was actually at a military event, and he goes on to say that he's renaming military bases to Confederate generals' names. Do you know what the Confederacy represents? It represents them preserving slavery back in those days. I'm sick and tired of y'all going against your own interests.
Dude, to the Mexicans, to the blacks, to everybody who was at the riots in Los Angeles, man, I salute all of you.
Hey, fellow Latinos, I'm not saying it's okay or right that black people are like, no, let them fend for themselves. So think about that. Don't go back to the anti-Blackness. Learn and stop saying the N-word. Do that. Stop saying the N-word and humble yourself. If black people tell you something's offensive, change it.
Do you know what I love about black and brown people? Well, there's a lot, but one of the things I love is that even though we come from completely different places, historically our paths cross all the time. And throughout history, we have found ways to lean on each other. Whether it's Mexico opening its borders to allow slaves to escape and become free, or whether it's Martin Luther King Jr.
Black and brown were one. We know that. Like, true people of the community know that black and brown go together. But to the few that have chosen to take this opportunity to take a negative stance on this, let me remind you that we're fighting the same fight that you fought years ago. It's our time, yes. This is our fight, yes. And honestly, it's not your responsibility to jump in. We get it. I get it. You guys have done so much. You guys have fought so many battles. I understand that.
Stop trying to convince these people that we need to stand together and all that. They've been betrayed so many times, bro. 1877, after federal troops pulled out of the South, bro. Betrayed.
Latinos are inherently racist. I can't believe I'm having this conversation again, but I just seen a video of a Cuban girl who is, might I add, white passing as all hell. And yes, I said Cuban, so it's pretty self-explanatory as to why she thinks the way she does, because Cubans are one of the worst.
My video is currently going viral because I said that African American bodies do not need to be on the front lines with us while we protest ICE. However, a lot of people want an explanation, so I'm gonna give it to you. One, we have to address our own anti-Blackness and Latino communities.
Mexicans, leave the Black community alone. They don't need to come to these gatherings in LA just so they can get locked up because people are actually rioting instead of protesting. It's just gonna add more fuel to the fire. They already have enough that they're going through.
The system got us so brainwashed, it's crazy. In every video when I'm speaking out for the Latinas to protest, which is their right, it's their right to protest, every black person in the comments talking about this ain't our fight, sit it out. I'm like, bro, it makes every sense for us to join forces right now. They got us so brainwashed, we working against each other, and the real enemy is just sitting here laughing at us. I'm about to give y'all 5 reasons why it makes sense for us to join the brown or the Latina, whatever y'all want to say. Latinos, not Latinas, Latinos. 1, shared struggles with systematic oppression. Both of our races have faced racism, police brutality, mass incarceration by the very same oppressors that they are facing right now. I don't understand why y'all wouldn't want to collab with them right now. Like, join. Let me move on to 2. 2, stronger political power. Apart, neither one of us stands a chance. We're severely outnumbered. Together, we might stand a chance. We still outnumber, but we make up like 30% of the U.S. together. Yep. 3, economic empowerment. If we pull each other's resources, right, join communities together, we can build generational wealth if we just have our dollar circulating within our newfound community. 4, cultural influence and solidarity, right? Both of our communities set trends as far as music, art, food, the way we dress, everything. Oh man, it makes so much sense. And 5, finally, resisting the divide and conquer. That's really what they're doing right now. We don't even have to do nothing. They don't have to do nothing. Excuse me. We're doing the work for them. I seen a dude make a post the other day, and the post had no purpose other than to provoke the Latinos, provoke the Mexicans, provoke the people that's getting deported right now. He said how I sleep knowing I'm an American citizen and ain't getting deported. And rightfully so, everybody whose people's going through it, they in the comments, they eating them up. And his response was, this why we ain't helping y'all now. Brother, you wanted this response. You ain't do this for no positive reason. There was no positive reason. There was only one way to perceive that message. I don't know. But after hearing my reasons, I know a lot of y'all still gonna be stuck up and stubborn and act like it don't make sense. After hearing my reasons, how could y'all not want to collab? How could y'all not want to join communities, join forces?
Economist consultants from the task force reported the total amount could be as much as 800 billion. 800 billion. That's 2.5 times the size of our entire state budget. To pay for that, you'd need a major tax hike, unlike anything this state has ever seen before. I recognize and acknowledge the painful part of our history. The pains of our past should not be paid by the people of today. The majority of our state is Latino and Asian, making up 55% of our population. Most of them, like me, are first, second, or third generation immigrants who had nothing to do with slavery, discrimination, Jim Crow laws, nothing. It is fundamentally unfair to force these people to pay for this, and because of that, I will be opposing.
I never really get into the political stuff because I feel like it's a lose situation no matter what side you're on. People they get so much in their feelings. But this situation going on in America right now with illegal immigrants and people being deported is wild. It's crazy. People going into work and getting chased down by ICE while they work, getting taken away from their kids. I get it. You got to do things the legal way. But I also do believe there's a way about going about things. Empathy is a big thing. And one thing I just want to point out to everybody, specifically people of color, if you have not noticed a trend here in the United States, when something goes south, whether it's black, Asian, and Asian, I mean China Asian, Middle East Asian, my Spanish folks, those other people typically turn on us, unfortunately. And it gets really bad. I just wish people of color would stick together. That's what I wish. And we're so divided based off of our culture to where we don't even realize we're all on the same page. And until we get on the same page, we will stay divided. Because it's not a black against Mexican or Asian against, you know, Mexican or whatever the case may be. It's not that. It's a culture thing. And so many folks, so I guess delusional is the word I want to use, in their world, they forget that we're all human beings. We all just want to have the American dream, essentially. When you really think about it, that's all we want. Everybody just wants to have the American dream. They don't want anything else. They just want the American dream. How we get to the American dream is really going to be one of those things where we figure it out as a whole. We're going to have to do it as a group, because right now, if we don't unite, we're just going to stay in a situation where things get crazy, things get rough. And we got to get to the point to where some type of way we come together as a group versus going at each other, because going at each other is not getting us anywhere. But I just wanted to point that out, man. As a group, we just got to figure out, how do we get together? Like, how do we fix this? Because, like, this is not an overnight thing. This is a trend. And typically when things go south, it's always one particular group of people that are targeted. One particular group of people of color that are targeted. At some point in time, man, we got to unite. We got to unite. Like, being against each other is not our best interest. It's not our best interest. The wealthy folks are just watching us go at each other's throat, not help each other. And they're like, look at these fools. They can't even get together and help each other. Literally, the wealthy folks are just looking at us and like, let them go at each other. I just want to put that out there. Just want to put that out there. And again, I don't like to get political, but I just want to put that out there because this is what we're seeing.
My mother's Jamaican. My father's Panamanian. You have a lot of black people in this country who are not descendants of the American slave trade. So I already know off top, there's a lot of black people in America who aren't going to be able to get that kind of benefit or get reparations.
Well, most people who are for reparations, they feel like it should go to what they call foundational black Americans anyway.
And I agree with that point. But I'm just saying, I'm just laying out, these are the reasons for why I'm no.
This is my question to anybody watch the video. How is he going to sit up here and play with everybody's intelligence and try to say that, oh, we're not only going after black Americans, we're watching this. I'm only really seeing this energy specifically directed towards black Americans. Like what are we looking at here? Are we really trying to play semantics? Are we really trying to play these games? Are you really trying to beat around the bush? I don't like, just come out and really say that you got a problem, that black people ain't helping you with a situation of which you are the direct causation. You are patient zero for the reason why it is that you are in the circumstances that you are currently in. For the fact that you didn't want to listen to black Americans when we commonly told you, like, yo, this is not the route that you want to go. Just because they give you a little bit of a Happy Meal, a nice gift, this, that, and the third, that doesn't mean that it's okay. That doesn't mean that it's all right. That doesn't mean that you're going to get treated equally and deemed to be equal and you're going to be seen as another human being. No, you opted to go against any of the information, any of the warnings, no matter how we wrote it. We spray painted, we did calligraphy, we wrote it in cursive, we might have even tried Mandarin, whatever it is that we did, broken English, right? We tried everything, and y'all didn't want to listen. Y'all didn't want to listen. You sat up there loudly and proudly, I will vote for Donald Trump. Oh my God. Oh my God. You proudly sat up there and had a chant and had a song. It was a sea of Hispanics directly out there. This is what you decided to do. You literally stood idly by and damned your people because you thought that doing this little bit of sacrifice was going to be worth it in the end. Was it worth it? You got ICE right now that's talking about they're going to be at the next soccer game. See you there. Color me surprised. And then everybody is online trying to use this whole thing of people of color, the African Americans need to come together with everybody else. We need to sit up there and unify. We need to do this. We need to do that. No, we don't. Y'all need to just stop. Y'all need to just stop. We are tired. 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 We are done with trying to go out there and be nice and help everybody else. Like I said, if there are a few Black Americans out there that just want to go out there and put their bodies on the line, so be it. I guess God bless them, right? Godspeed, Spider-Man. Everybody deserves one, right? That's the way I'm going to sit up there and look at it. For the rest of us, we're not going to be deaf, dumb, blind, and stupid to go out there and do what it is that we've normally done and to expect different treatment, which we know is not going to take place or happen. We know that, once a zebra, always a zebra. Y'all ain't going to change y'all stripes. You're not going to change your polka dots. I've never just seen a clown walk around just in one color. There's all types of things going on. Like I say, you're not going to change. You're going to sit up there and have this one little bit of a lull, right? Where it seems like everything is fine and dandy. And then once everything seems fine, everybody drops it and they go back to their normal. Black people are getting called all types of derogatory terms and names and all types of slurs. And, you guys are always against reparations or any comeuppance when it deals with the Black community or the things that we specifically want from the United States government because of the specific treatment that we have gotten by way of chattel slavery, by way of the 400 years that has taken place in the United States. That is pretty much, I would like to say, well documented a numerous amounts of ways, right? All over. But even with all of that, as I clearly gave to you guys in evidence from two different groups, one of them was Jamaican and Panamanian. He's not Black American nowhere. And he is sitting directly in government office as a Democrat. And he is sitting up here stating that, I am against reparations for Black Americans. Color me surprised. Color me surprised. This is why we don't trust none of y'all directly out here. This is why we don't trust none of y'all. And then there was a Hispanic woman that sat up there and said that she is against reparations in her state for Black Americans. Color me surprised on that. Whew, look at that. What more proof do people need as to why it is that Black people are sitting this one out? Maybe, just maybe, if you guys would have all in unison be like, okay, we're all for reparations for Black Americans. Maybe, guess what? Y'all would have actually seen it out there protesting because, you would have did us a solid. You would have actually did us a solid, right? But you opted not to do that. So here we are, back at square one. Technically, this is not even square one. We're at ground zero. It's not even square one because the square doesn't even exist anymore because that's been obliterated. There are no boundaries here directly anymore. Everything just pretty much looks the same. Every day is pretty much the same. Everybody who talks is pretty much speaking the exact same language, no matter how different they look. And in unison, everybody is telling the same group of people, Black Americans, of which you all, it doesn't matter where it is that you came from. You told us that we're worthless. You told us that we were useless. You told us that we cannot add anything to anybody, right, culturally or anything like that. And the same people that you've always touted and called as worthless, y'all gave us that branding. You are all coming here in unison to Black Americans' doorsteps and telling us that you need our help or that we need to sit up there and help you. Ooh, diabolical how you guys can just sit up there and come to us with your chest out and you can tell us what it is that we need to do. And not only that, you want to be like, oh, but look at the history of anytime that you guys have a protest or anything going on, we've been the number one people, basically. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm not trying to hear none of it, because let me tell you something. The next video that I put together, I'm going to make sure to put your elders directly in there. And we're going to go over the same information that I've gone over for the years. And it's going to detail what took place during segregation. We're going to see who was actually segregated from the whites versus who wasn't actually segregated. So like I said, all of this nonsense about people having to go through segregation and going through the same things that Black Americans have gone through. What is it, John Leguizamo? I need him to shut up. As an actor, you know, he was good back in what was it? The Mario Brothers movie, right? That was cool. Now it's just, it's you know, killing my childhood at this moment in time. It was like him, Dean Cain, Kevin Sorbo, and what was it, Hulk Hogan? Y'all just ruining everything. Y'all just don't know how to shut up. Y'all just don't know how to shut up at all. Y'all just keep digging and digging. You're just trying to go into a journey to the center of the earth. It's crazy out here. It's diabolical, and the craziest part is knowing the fact that somebody else is half and half, meaning Dean Cain, which I found out later on that he is part Japanese. Color me surprised. Color me surprised. But you know, it is what it is. It's nothing you can do for people out here. That's my main point. It's nothing you can do for people out here, and everybody wants to come at Black Americans one way or another, and we're always wrong. No matter what it is that we do for people out here, no matter if we help people, if we decide to just be in the middle, or if we just mind our business, we're wrong all over the board. So Black people are like, yo, no problem. If we're going to be wrong, we're just going to stand here and be wrong because we're doing it ourselves. So, because we already know what's coming, at least we're doing it on our call, on our time, on our hour. It's not because you decided to dictate it whenever it is that you wanted to do. We're just going to be wrong on our own time. So there we go. So like I said, there's nothing that you can use against us. There's nothing that you can sit up there and tell us to make us budge, to make us move. Because at this point in time, as I have clearly stated before, when it falls, if it falls, everything is going to fall. Everybody is going to lose. And y'all got to understand, Black Americans are fine, because we've been sitting up here losing. This is just a Tuesday. For you, it's a lifetime. So like I said, if you don't understand that, then you don't understand nothing. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I listed in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.